Good evening, individuals. It's Sap back again with another unbelievably weird news article from China, and it's about the single greatest way to get rid of your constipation. For example, if you just had a large Taco Bell meal, you probably have a lovely experience on the toilet. How about inserting a 25 centimeter live eel into your fucking anus? That might help with your constipation. I don't know, but this man definitely did know. Let me read the headline. Man in China almost dies after inserting live eel into his rectum. Spoiler alert, he actually inserted into his anus to cure constipation. Right off the bat, the fucking face of this eel is exactly what he probably was thinking when he got fucking inserted in a Chinese man's fucking rectum. He kind of looks similar to the eel in N64 Super Mario. You know what I'm talking about, Nintendo 64 Super Mario. You also had like a huge eel that I can't remember if Mario actually inserted that fucking eel into his rectum, but there was like a golden star which you had to get from the eel. I don't know, but it's a long time ago, like fucking 20 years ago or something. I don't know, but let me read the rest of this article. But again, before I read the rest, he looks like the straight face emoji. Like that. I mean, what would you expect if you're about to get inserted into a Chinese man's rectum? You probably would have the same reaction. But lovely picture. Global Times reported that the man was encouraged to try the treatment. Okay, again, treatment. This is what they actually call treatment. Inserting a 25 centimeter live eel into your rectum for constipation. From folklore that said eel could help in bowel movement. Okay, I'm not gonna judge. I'm just gonna, report on the news. And perhaps it's actually true that an eel helps in bowel movement. I mean, it seems pretty logical if the eel is fucking going around your bowel. Okay, never mind. Just let me continue reading. Kuala Lumpur, a man in Xinghua, Jiangsu province, had the most bizarre way to relieve his constipation. I mean, I wouldn't think that this is bizarre at all. If I go to the doctor for constipation, he definitely recommends the folklore treatment, aka, and I'm going to say it for the 6th time, inserting a 25 centimeter live eel into your fucking rectum. That is recommended over laxatives. Maybe. Not in Western countries, I think, but perhaps. He inserted a 20... Wait, did I lie? Is it a 20... My bad. I actually spread fake news now. I mean, this is actually the biggest lie I've ever spread. It's actually a 20 centimeter live eel into his rectum via his anus. My dearest apologies. I actually thought it was 25 centimeter. Fake news. That's actually true. Fake news. The man, however, almost died when the fish went up to his abdomen. Look, I wasn't doing too well in physiology and anatomy, but how the fuck did the fish end up going to his abdomens? He must have gone on a fucking Tour de France, with all the bikers and shit in his body, to go from the anus to the rectum to the abdomens ultimately. But yeah, it definitely does seem like you could die from that. The eel is gonna ravage your entire body, perhaps even getting to your heart or whatever else. Maybe even if he's really fast, if it's really like the eel from N64 Super Mario, he might eventually reach your brain, your central nervous system. Still with the straight face. He's like, motherfucker, get me out of here. Global Times reported that the man was encouraged to try the treatment. I still love the word treatment. From folklore that said eel could help in bowel movement. Okay, that's the exact same sentence over here. Thank you. However, instead of curing his constipation, the fish went from his rectum to the colon before biting through and entered his abdomen. Like, holy fuck, I mean, now it makes sense. Like I said, he was biting through his entire body to get to the abdomen. Definitely seems like you could die from that. Internal bleeding or whatever else, just a fucking eel. I mean, there's so many obviously biological body processes that will be disrupted by I say it correctly now, 20 centimeter live eel. And eventually he will snack on your food as well. He will try to steal the Taco Bell menu that you ate. Unable to endure the pain, makes sense. The unidentified man, such a tragedy that he's unidentified. I mean, if I inserted a 20 centimeter live eel into my rectum, that's the 8th time I've said that now, I would definitely want to be in the news with my name. It's a great thing to put on your resume. It is just lovely to tell your boss for a job interview that you were the bloke that inserted the 20 centimeter live eel. You are a true weekend warrior or constipation warrior, whatever you want to call it. Unable to endure the pain, the unidentified man finally went to the hospital after 1 day. Okay, real Sigma grindset over here. He did live for 24 hours with the 20 centimeter eel into his anus and then into his rectum and ultimately the abdomens. I do respect that he didn't just immediately give in. He gave the folklore treatment for constipation, the eel, a chance. He gave it a chance at least, but he was unable to really go through with the treatment. He went to the hospital after 1 day, so he survived for 24 hours. Doctors who operated on him said he could have lost his life as the bacteria in the large intestines might cause hemolysis, which is a death of red blood cells, I think, when it reaches his abdominal cavity. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is just one of the fucking many reasons why inserting a 20 centimeter live eel into your rectum is not the recommended treatment for constipation. Even though, if laxatives don't work, the eel is waiting for you in it. I mean, unless you want to live with the Taco Bell constipation forever, but the eel is gonna come one day or another. Interestingly, the eel was still alive when it was removed during the operation. Motherfucker, I just told you about the straight face emoji N64 Super Mario eel being not happy at all being inserted into a Chinese man's asshole. And he was still alive when he came back from the Tour de France in his body of the Chinese man. I mean, at that point, I'm not for, euthanizing or something when a motherfucker says, yo, I want to die, that the government should just do it. But if you're in a Chinese man's fucking rectum inserted, you probably will want to die to prevent the torture. But no, he came out alive, the eel. And he definitely still had this same face, or even more straight-faced. Yeah, I mean, imagine, sometimes you gotta be glad that you're born a human being in a country you're not being raped or murdered or whatever, and you're not being born an eel and inserted in a Chinese man's asshole. There's those little things you gotta appreciate every single day. Gratitude. I mean, you gotta be happy that you don't, have to be inserted in some of these cavities. That's definitely the positives. Well, I don't think a human being ever has been inserted in some of these cavities, but I don't want to research that on this video right now, because I don't even want to research that at all, to be completely honest. Okay, let me see. Okay, interesting, the eel was still alive when it was removed during the operation. Very lovely for the eel. According to the portal, I don't know what portal means. I hope it's not the Chinese man's rectum. A 50-year-old man in Guangdong province did the same stunt last year, but he used a 40 centimeter eel. Holy fuck. What is it called? All pigs are equal, but some pigs are more equal than others. Like, holy fuck, you think that you're the Sigma grindset king of alpha males or Sigma males, whatever male you want to use, inserting a 20 centimeter live eel into your rectum, but then you wake up with the news that another guy mocked you to hell and back because he used double-sized eel, a 40 centimeter eel, into his rectum. Unfucking believable. And that's why I say, I'm not kidding when I say these news articles are weird and really, really weird. But still, before I end it, my final question is, and somebody's got to answer it to me. Do you really... Do you really think that these Chinese men were doing it for constipation or just, for backdoor pleasure purposes maybe? I don't know. I'm not judging. But who the fuck would listen to the folklore of inserting a live eel into your rectum for constipation? I mean, it's kind of similar to the OG folklore of sticking a fork in an electricity socket. That definitely helps with constipation. Not legal advice, I just have to say that. Or wearing a copper helmet when it's thunderstorm outside. That's like some classic folklore. But would you listen to that? I don't know. I don't think it's wise to do that. I mean, if anything is folklore, you probably shouldn't be doing it, especially the live eel into your fucking rectum. Last time I said it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching this disgusting video, and I hope you are not too grossed out. But thank you for watching.